All right. Hi, everybody. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. I am live. So, today, I wanted to talk about some of the 10 healthcare marketing myths that is happening. And we're going to just kind of go through those 10 things. And if anyone has any type of questions or whatever, go ahead and put them in the comments. If you have any further questions, of course, go ahead and message me on any of the social media platforms and I will answer them. So let's go ahead and let's basically get started. So here are some of the 10 healthcare marketing myths. And again, as you all know, I talk about healthcare because I love healthcare. I used to be a social worker for quite a while, and I've been in the healthcare field for over 20 years. I also own my own healthcare practice, and I also am a part of Growth Academy with Shanae Murray. And one of the things that we always talk about is obviously marketing and kind of what is going on in the healthcare world. And of course, Luther is with me. Luther is my French bulldog, and he is only 4 months old, and we don't want him barking. So he's going to be with me during the live. So let's kind of get started. Right. So one of the first things that we always talk about is a lot of people feel, especially healthcare workers, and I'll say, doctors, nurse practitioners, even licensed clinical social workers, any type of healthcare worker. A lot of people feel that they don't need marketing, right? And that they have, enough patients. But the thing about it is, if you're not marketing yourself and or your practice, yourself would be, obviously a personal brand, then you're also not going to continue to get the steady patients that you have, right? We all lose patients in many different ways. People could move. You might not be working with maybe in a certain, area or field. So you always want to make sure that you are marketing, right, towards, your target audience. So don't ever believe that you don't need the marketing, right? Even if your practice is going well or your personal brand is going well, marketing is inevitable. That's something that you always have to continue to do. So don't ever feel that way. And also, if you are taking insurance, right? And maybe you switch insurance or things like that, might happen with your patients, they might not be able to continue to come to you. So let's say that you're only taking maybe a Blue Cross and Blue Shield, but my fiance, he works for CarMax, right? Maybe they only use United. So now they might have changed from Blue Cross to United in 1 year. Guess what? You've now lost a patient because you don't take that. So again, marketing is super, super important. A lot of also healthcare providers feel as though, marketing or healthcare marketing is also unethical, right? Well, it's not unethical. It's not unethical. You're not giving out, personal health information and all of the things that we have to abide by, with HIPAA and all of that good stuff. So, marketing, healthcare marketing is not unethical. Okay. It's just something that you need to continue to be able to do. Also, another myth is people in the community, they might already know who you are. And again, yes, they might know who you are, but people move in communities and they move out of communities, right? So if you're not continuing to market, right, and showing your personal brand or your private practice, again, you're going to lack some really stable ways, right, of getting patients as you kind of go, right? Very, very important, right? Another myth is advertising, right, is too expensive or marketing. So there's so many different ways, that you can save with marketing. And as we all know, even social media, right? Social media is free. Right here, even on LinkedIn or, with, on Facebook or Instagram. Of course, as a healthcare professional, we all know that you are being that healthcare professional and you might need someone to help you actually do your marketing. But it's okay to go ahead and have a budget, right? No one's asking you to spend $1 million on marketing, but you have to have some type of budget. Investing in marketing is super, super important. Another myth, a lot of people ask, What if people don't respond, right, to my advertisement, right? What, should you do? I wouldn't want to respond, to an advertisement, is what a lot of people say. So they're saying that, if I advertise my business or my personal brand, I don't really see that there's really a difference. But see, this is the thing. It's all about bringing awareness and also visibility, right? So if you're not out there, still nobody knows you. And also remember, we are in the day and age of telehealth, right? So if you do have different regions or different ways that you can reach people, right, through the internet. I'll give you an example. I have Atlanta Telehealth and I serve our nation's veterans, and I serve Region 4. So I see a lot of different veterans, even in the state of Washington. I live in Atlanta, right? I live in Atlanta, Georgia. And if I did not put myself out there and my practice, right, I might not be seeing people all the way in the state of Washington. So again, even though you might think that advertisements, right, people don't respond, trust me, they definitely do. And here's another myth, right? People don't click on paid advertisements for doctors. That also is, definitely a myth. Again, it is all about visibility. It is all about you getting out there and showing your personal brand and showing who you are. And again, healthcare marketing is super, super important. Even though right now I'm on, the number 6 of healthcare marketing, please remember that on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I have a webinar. And that webinar is going to be talking about 3 ways, right, that we can enhance your personal branding as a healthcare provider. And I will always say this as till the day I die. It is so, so important. We want our healthcare professionals to be healthcare professionals, but we don't know that you're out there if you are not advertising. So again, my webinar is on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So let's go to number 7. So a lot of times there's another myth, and people say that they would like to educate the public through their website. And of course you want to do that, right? So let's say that you are, I don't know, a urologist, and you want to talk about maybe different, urinary infections or different things like that, right? That's your specialty. That's fine, right? And a lot of people will definitely go to your website and they're going to read, what are some of your accolades and what are some of the things that you actually do to help some of the patients that come in. Now, with websites, I always tell people, make sure that, yes, you have the information there, but yes, sometimes our patients aren't going to go through and read the whole website or the whole, article, but it's still important to have that, right? So it's such a myth, right, that websites with healthcare providers should just educate the public. It shouldn't just educate the public, right? What your website should look like as a healthcare professional is, what do you do and how can they make an appointment and why are you the best, right? Why are you the best? Why should they come to you? That's what it should do. So it shouldn't be a myth, right? Your website is not just to help people, right, and educate people. Your website should be something that is going to attract people, right, to you as a personal brand or even your private practice. The next myth, right, is that you need to advertise, all of your new equipment, right? So yes, a lot of times we do have, maybe new equipment, right? You might get maybe a new MRI machine. Hey, my son just came down. So you might get a new equipment like an MRI machine or whatever, what have you. And I can tell you that patients don't want to know all the time about all of your new technology, right? They want to know, what can you do, right? What is the new technology and how is that new technology actually going to help them, right? Your patients want to know, what are you using, right, in your actual healthcare facility and or your private practice. So your technology is important, but that's not the only thing that's important with your healthcare agency. So the other thing is that a lot of healthcare providers will say that they already advertise online, with your social media posts and different things like that. So yeah, you might already advertise, right? But it's still important to continue. And even though you are advertising, is it actually giving you and getting you all of the things that you would like, right? So are you getting new patients? Are people understanding exactly what you do? So this type of myth, right, that you're already doing so, you have to make sure that you continue to do it, right? It's all about consistency and also visibility. And then number 10, right? If you don't notice more calls, then the marketing is not working. So a lot of times with healthcare providers, they're advertising and they're looking for something to happen immediately. And I'll tell you right now, everything is about consistency. Everything is about, is it relevant, right? Everything is about, are your patients actually understanding exactly, what you do and how you do it? And if they don't, right, that doesn't mean that the marketing is not working, right? So calls do not always mean, right, that everything is not getting better, right? What matters is, are people actually walking in the door, right? So you don't know if your marketing is working or is not working, right? If you don't have certain systems, within your practice or even for your personal brand. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to make sure that maybe you are recording some of your phone calls. When people are answering some of the private practice like questions or inquiries, you want to ask, hey, where did they find you? Right? Where are they getting some of the information? How did they know that you even exist? And once you get that information, then you will be able to understand, are things coming in through calls or are they coming through emails, right? So marketing usually, and it does work, right? So I say all of this, to say to you all that there's so many myths that us as, healthcare providers have.
Mommy,
Shh, no,
I
no.
want to waste with you.
Okay, you gotta wait. Okay. So let's go over those 10 marketing myths again, and I'm just going to kind of list them, right? So, one of the myths is you don't need marketing, right? You have enough patients. Well, you never have enough patients. You always need to continue to market. Some people feel as though healthcare marketing is unethical. It's only unethical if you're sharing, certain personal experiences and things that you should not be sharing, right? Also, people in the community already know who you are. They might, but not everybody does. So you have to continue to show up and be visible. Advertising is not too expensive. Again, you can use social media platforms that are free, but always make sure that you have some sort of budget, right? Also, number 5, you might not want, you think that some patients don't want to respond to an advertisement. Well, I can tell you right now, they might not respond right then and there, but they're probably going to give your office a call and get some more information. The other thing is, some people feel as though people don't click on paid advertisements for doctors. Well, they might not click on that advertisement, but they might go straight to your website. But the advertisement is actually what brought them to your website in order for your patients to actually make an actual appointment. And then your website is only to educate the public. It is not. Your website is to actually get appointments and to get people into the door so that you can help more people. And then number 8, you feel as though you need to advertise your new equipment. You can, and that is always great to show that you are technologically savvy or you have the most, newest kind of technology, but it's not the end all be all, right? So yes, go ahead and you can advertise your new equipment, but that's not really what it's about, right? It's about your patients. And then 9, right? You already advertise online, right? With your social media posts. And yes, you might do that, but you have to be able to build an audience and build a community, right? And if you don't notice, more calls and the marketing's not working, that's not always the case. A lot of times we are not capturing exactly how are people coming into our office, right? How are we actually capturing all of the patients that are coming in and where are they coming from and how did they find you? So these are the types of myths that I always like to talk about. And these are some of the myths that I'm also going to talk about in my masterclass. And in my masterclass, it's about healthcare, 3 personal brand awareness. Sorry about that. And it's important, right, to have these things, and understand, how do you, as a healthcare provider, become a personal brand? How do you show up for your community? How do people know who you actually are and what do you do? And without showing up online and having kind of these excuses and or myths that I've kind of talked about today, it's important to continue to not have, right? These are just myths, right? And healthcare is a business, right? So you have to treat it as such. So come to my masterclass on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I start a little bit before, about 15 minutes before. It will be in a Zoom, and I'm going to go ahead and make an event. But I hope that I see you there. In order for all of the healthcare professionals to continue to be healthcare professionals and be who they are and help other people, it is important that you actually have a personal brand. People cannot find you if you are not visible. All right, everyone. So again, have a great day, and thank you for dealing with my son, obviously, that came down, and also Luther, the French bulldog that we have. So again, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and message me on the back end, but definitely click the link in my featured section and join me on Thursday to learn 3 steps for personal branding as a healthcare provider. All right.